everybody. Welcome to Handicapable, everybody. I almost forgot the name of my own podcast. Can you believe it?
Well, you pulled through because you're handicapable.
Yeah, because I'm handicapable, not handicap. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a rough day. I'm your host, Jake Yarbrough, and with me is, of course, my lovely co-host,
Chris Waldeck.
That's right. Look, you sound more confident than me. Like this is already a weird start to a podcast.
Oh yeah, I
for us.
know.
I know,
I've been having a good day today. You know.
That's you know what you know what it is because I spent my day getting ready for a VA appointment for mental health. That never happened.
That's the worst. That is the worst.
Like the one thing I actually need is mental health appointments, and they canceled it on me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about today. That's having to deal with that and not getting down in the dumps about it, you know? Because, stuff happens. Like,
life happens.
Yeah. My doctor was sick, so he couldn't make it, so they canceled all of it. Just they're horrible about calling and letting you know and stopping the automatic text messages. So I thought I had an appointment all day today. 3 o'clock rolls around. Good news is ever since COVID, I could do all my mental health appointments online.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. It's nothing makes me feel better about talking about messed up stuff than being in the comfort of my own home. Like, it's my own comfort zone. It's my safe space, if you would. You know? Like, why do I have to go across town to talk about somebody in their office where I'm going to feel very uncomfortable, you know, when I can just do it in my underwear in my bedroom, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to see me from the waist up, you know, kind of like here, but I got pants on. I have pants on right now. We have a witness here. I have pants on.
Yes, he does have pants on.
So this is for my mental health. Yep. So, yeah, the doctor was sick, and they canceled his appointments, and they only called me once, and it was, like, early in the morning, and I didn't get to bed till, like, early in the morning. So I was asleep, and, so I was still getting the automated messages basically saying, like, hey, you still got an appointment? And it's just like, no, I don't. I don't have an appointment, and I didn't know, so I show up. I'm there for almost 30 whole minutes just waiting for my doctor to like join the meeting that he's never gonna join.
I know that happened to me when I was interviewing for a dispensary. I had an appointment to interview with them, and I guess they just forgot totally about my interview or my appointment, and they just didn't bother to show up. So I was there for like 30 minutes, and then eventually I got an email saying, "Oh, we picked another candidate." I'm like.
But you never even talked to me. Like, dude, that's horrible. That's
safe
horrible.
to say that interview went up in smoke, basically.
I see what you did there. Yeah, so guys, I guess what I'm trying to get at is like, hey, stuff happens. Life comes at you with different curveballs, and you gotta be ready for them. You gotta be ready for them, and not let it like get under your skin too much. Like, I gotta say, like, I was furious when this happened. Like, I was so mad because the one thing you could do to a veteran, like, to make them so pissed off, and like all my veterans out there can literally say yes, this is 100% true, is to make them wait for no reason. Like, we hate waiting. Like, we have anxiety about waiting for things to happen.
Oh, I have the worst anxiety waiting for shit to happen. Like I'll be honest. Like, when I was in my co-ed service fraternity that I was in, it was like between that and ROTC. I would have to say that the ROTC are far more of the most patient people than just a bunch of kids that are in like a fraternity. Like, wait, like I'll tell you, out of all the stuff I had to wait for in ROTC, there is nothing worse than waiting for a bunch of kids to decide what kind of T-shirt that they want to represent a fraternity for this semester. Like, it took nearly 2 to 3 hours for them to figure out who, like, what kind of T-shirt that they wanted to get. I'm like, literally, it took them 2 to 3 hours. So I'm just like sitting there waiting, like I'm just like, my God, I've stood in when I was at RTC, I stood waiting in turn to like jump off like the little jump off those little things to do like the airborne practice, or I had to watch people like at the shooting range and then wait for my turn to grow up and just be like, oh fuck, am I gonna fuck this up? And none of that was worse than waiting for a bunch of kids to decide what kind of T-shirt that they want in a 2 to 3 hour fraternity meeting. Like, it was.
So in the military, we have a saying, and it's called "Hurry up and wait."
Yeah.
First off, here's the thing: is you got to be 15 minutes early, right?
Oh yeah.
And then, like, depending on who your chain of command is, you might need to be 15 minutes early to being 15 minutes early, which then you got to be 30 minutes early for the 15 minutes early for the 15 minutes early. And next thing you know, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning and you got an 8 o'clock run, and that's what you're waiting on. Yeah. And it's like, so I'm just sitting around for 4 hours. Why am I sitting around? Why can't I just be in bed? And they're like, no, you got to be up. You got to be up. This is the military. Yeah. You can't be asleep.
Oh, of course.
You got to be ready for anything.
Yeah.
So hurry up and wait, soldier. And you're just like, motherfucker. Yeah, dude. VA days get so much underneath my skin. I hate days dealing with the VA. What was it? I called the VA to like find out what the fuck happened, right? Like what happened to my appointment, you know? Mm-hmm. And because I didn't leave a voicemail or anything.
Did you even leave a voicemail?
No. And not like that. I don't. Look, guys, if you've been calling and leaving voicemails, I don't listen to them. Like, straight up, don't leave a voicemail with me. Just text me. If you get to my voicemail, I should just change my voicemail where it's like, don't leave a message. I'm not going to listen to them. But yeah, so they didn't leave a voicemail because my voicemail is still at the same amount of voice messages. And like I called and I first off, calling the VA is the worst. You got to be jumped around 3 times before you talk to somebody that you actually need to talk to, which had happened.
That sounds worse than calling customer service for like a bank or Adobe.
Yeah. What's even worse is they all have the same intro where it's like, if this is an emergency, hang up and call 911. If you're having mental health issues or thinking about suicide, please call the Suicide Prevention Hotline. It like goes through all these things, and then it finally goes like, if you are trying to reach mental health, press 1. You know, like, and you're just like, finally, god damn it! Like, it pisses me off.
You don't have to listen to the full message if you've heard it once already. You just press 1.
Yeah, but I don't know what the options are, so I gotta wait for the options. Like, I haven't learned all the options, and not only that, but there's so many different facilities. The options are different, and then not only that, they might transfer you to the wrong facility.
Yeah, your voice just went Cosby for a second, like. That was the voice that he just went like, you got so mad you went Cosby.
Someone drunk my drink. Like, it's just so infuriating. But there is a silver lining. There is a silver lining. Like, look, guys, this is why I tell you, like, just remember, people have things going on, and there are people out there who are trying to help you. May not seem like it, but they are trying to help you. I had the sweetest lady from Pahrump. Like, she answered the phone and she was like, yeah, this is the Pahrump PA, blah, blah. I was like, fuck, they sent me to the wrong one again. And she goes, oh, no, we also handle the Southwest Las Vegas VA, like, with their appointments and shit. And I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah. And so... And I tell her what happened, and she goes, oh, yeah, it got canceled. I see it right here. It got canceled. He's sick. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and she's like, I'll try to find you an appointment as soon as possible through for video, you know? And I was like, okay, perfect. That's what I want. I don't want to go into the office. Fucking hate going into the office. I hate going into VA facilities. They're the worst.
Plus, the office is really far away here in Vegas. It's like deep north Las Vegas, like further than where the warehouses are.
I don't like going in person. I only go in person when it's my actual like physical therapy, which all I do is it's just a checkup, just to be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, still broken. My knees hurt. My back hurts. And then they're like, all right, here's some muscle relaxing pills and creams, and have a good day. Like that's literally what I do. Which is odd because everyone would think my liver would be like really bad, and every single time I go, they're like, "You're the healthiest 30-year-old we've ever met," and I was like, "Have you seen me drink? Have you seen me drink? I don't think I'm healthy."
Yeah.
So I get this sweet lady from Pahrump, and she finds me an appointment. I'm like, "Sweet, awesome, perfect." And then she calls me back, right? After we get off the phone, and goes, hey, so that appointment, tried to schedule it after we got off the phone. Apparently, this doctor is very, very top notch, and someone else tried to schedule that appointment at the exact same time, and they got it. So I was like, ah. So then they reschedule it for October 20th for like 2 o'clock, and I was like, perfect.
Man, a month away?
That's better than 3 months.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, you don't understand the VA appointment system, but it's surprising that I got something within a month and not 3 months to 6 months. Like that's usually how it goes, man. You're just like, fuck, god damn it, I got 6 months to wait. This is gonna be horrible. But yeah, so the lady calls me back, tells me that, and we get the October 20th, and then we hang up, and she calls me back again.
Oh no.
You know, and I'm just like, don't tell me someone else got it. And she goes, no, your doctor wants a whole hour. That's only a 30-minute slot. So we're going to have to do one like early in the morning, like 9 o'clock. I was like, all right, fine. I'll wake up early for it, you know, because I'm like, yeah, I'm messed up in the head. That's why he wants an hour. Like, we spend a whole hour talking. Yeah. Like, we're just like, yeah, like, it starts off with me being like, yeah, no, I've been doing great. Everything's been feeling good. Like, I'm thinking it's going to be like 15 minutes in and out. And like he starts asking me questions and stuff, and I'm like, "Well, yeah, I've been having nightmares again, you know." Like, it's next thing you know, it's like an hour has gone by, and I'm like, "But I'm not done talking to you yet." Like, it's so ridiculous, man. But yeah, so she's sweetest lady there in Pahrump. If she ever listens to my podcast, I just like thank you so much for helping me out.
Shout out to the sweet lady at the Pahrump VA.
Yeah. And she was like, "You're gonna need to come and visit me sometime up in Pahrump because of how many times I'm calling you." You know, and I was just like, nah. I almost wanted to be like, so I do comedy every once in a while in Pahrump with Stoner Rob. You know, like you should go to a show. I might talk about this. Yeah. Like, oh my God, man. It's just, so you just got to remember, like, people have things going on. There are people out there trying to help, you know, just sometimes the system itself is stuck with so much bureaucracy that it's just,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like paperwork and stuff and everything. It's how you keep people with jobs. Cause like, that's the one thing I would have to say about the VA out of everything is, like, because other places, if this happened, you could make a post about it. Rally the internet.
Yeah.
Let's go. Boycott. You know, until that person's fired.
You can't do that at the VA.
No, the VA, you say, like, yeah, this happened at the VA. They go, oh, man, yeah, the VA sucks. And then they move about their day. It's like, why don't we fix this? Yeah. And no one does. Yeah. So it's a whole thing. So, like, you can't let it beat you up too much, and it's just remember, breathe, vent, fucking do whatever. People have lives, and like talk to your congressman. If you're like, change this shit.
Yeah, congressmen literally have a better chance of getting fired than the VA does. That's the craziest part.
It's the craziest thing. Like, what was it? I still don't know if anyone died when there was like this VA that had like so many dead bodies in their morgue that they were like decaying in the morgue and shit of like veterans and soldiers and shit, and like they like they did like a whole big news article on it and put it on a blast, and everybody was just like, yeah, that's the VA, you know. Like no one, I don't think anyone got fired or anything. Like it was just so ridiculous. And it's as much as I hate Trump, like as a person, there was one dude that I actually liked that Trump put on his like team.
Yeah.
And it was dealing with the VA, and it was because he was the first dude who was ever just straight up honest. Because they were like, "What are you gonna do to fix the VA?" And he was just like, "Look, man, I'm not gonna fix the VA. We can start taking steps in the right direction to try to fix it, but I'm not gonna be the guy who fixes all of it." You know, like he was just like, we'll do what we can right now forward, but he was just like, yeah, there's too much fucked up with it to just fix it all at once. You got to fix it in increments and shit. And I was just like, I like this guy. I like him.
Yeah. Normally, when you see something decay that fast, just decaying for a long time, you're just like, oh, it's the Raiders' defense. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Raiders are pretty much the VA. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous, man. Like that's the one thing where I'm just like, okay, like just you gotta try to stay positive. I hate saying that, you know, because it's like, yeah, don't be depressed, be positive, you know, like. But
like, how about be honest? You know?
yeah, no, exactly. Like, you just gotta remember there are people who are trying to change this, that are trying to do what they can to make it better. Like the sweet lady from Pahrump. Thank you. You stole my heart today. Oh my god, I feel like she would make cookies, like really good cookies. You know, like she seemed like a grandma kind of type. Like, oh dear, here you go, have a cookie. Here's some milk. You know,
Yeah.
like that's who they need to start hiring more. Fucking sweet old ladies at like VA call centers and shit. Because I've dealt with a couple of them. There was like this sweet black lady, I could tell because she was like, "Oh, darling," you know, like.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? I like this lady. But yeah, they need to hire more just sweet old women with the VA for the calls and stuff, because they're always like, "Oh, I know, dearie, it's horrible, but we'll get you fixed up." And then they call you back if something happens. You know, they don't just be like, "Well, that sucks for him," you know, and just go about their day. You know, like, man, I think it's also because they still have pride in veterans. But because they remember World War II when we were still winners.
You found a punchline in that.
All right, so enough with appointments and stay positive kind of guys. Let's go on to our story of the podcast, which
3 letters, MGM.
MGM, baby. Dude, they got hacked and they were down for days. Are they still down?
They might still be getting cyber attacked. I don't know.
Well, I remember like
they failed. They didn't want to pay the ransom. So.
Yeah, I remember yesterday they were still like they were getting the slot machines up finally, and they were doing things like, I believe they were still having to pay out by hand.
Yeah,
and you still can't use the ATMs. But they at least got the slot machines up. And I saw this hilarious video where this dude was just slamming on the slot machine button to spin, and it was like, well, that slot machine's not going to be working very long. Yeah. But this shit is so ridiculous. Because
it turns out, even with a cyber attack, it still didn't improve their odds. So
no,
he was probably disappointed.
Did not. And not only that, but dude, this shit's so hilarious. Because me, I used to do IT. I dealt with ransomware before. Like, I've gotten it off of people's computers before and shit and everything. This means they hit a server. They hit a server that, like, the main server. They had to have hit the main server. They hit it with ransomware.
Reportedly, all they did to figure it out was, I guess, they found someone's name on LinkedIn, and then they called into like the service office. They're like, oh yeah,
the help desk.
Yeah, we wanted to be this person through LinkedIn, and then I guess
it was like it's like this Russian ransomware hacker group. They hit because they hit 2 casinos actually.
They actually hit they hit Caesars too, but Caesars was just like, fuck it, we'll pay him.
Yeah, Caesars straight up paid and was just like, yeah, we'll keep this on the hush hush, no one will know. And then MGM was like, we're gonna let the world know. Like,
and Caesars was like, yeah, we just paid the ransom. We were just like, we just don't want to go through.
We care about our employees, making sure they get paid on time and everything. That was like a thing. There were people afraid about getting paid on time that worked at MGM. They were like, y'all might not get paid on Friday. And it's just like, what?
They got paid though. The MGM really said, no, you will all be getting paid, you know? Like,
And then what was it? One of my favorite things is they called so this Russian group, they even said exactly how they did it. They were like, we got onto LinkedIn, we found somebody, we called in acting like them, and we because they fished the person on LinkedIn. So they got like enough information to be like, yeah, we're that person. You know, which is like a phishing fucking tactic. Bruce, you're messing with my mic. Stop it.
Bruce making appearance.
There you go, buddy. Stop messing with the cables down there. What are you doing, Bruce? What are you doing?
There he goes. He's running now. Always expect the unexpected. Murphy's Law.
I know, man. This is the problem with having a cat. They're just like, nah, this is my house. I own all this. Yeah. So they did a phishing tactic, got the information, called the help desk, just straight up called the help desk. Yeah. And then these people were like, yeah, that's the person, and gave them access. And as soon as they got access, they fucking hit them with that ransomware, and everything went down. And that is like like your one job at a help desk is to stop that from happening. And they let it happen. That's why I was like, they need to fire their whole IT team, like their whole staff there at the help desk call center. Just fire all of them. I'll send in my application as soon as you're done. You know, I'm just, my cover letter would just say, I've dealt with ransomware. Oh my God, just I've dealt with ransomware. Then they'd be like, you know, we should probably hire this guy. Yeah. You know, like Bruce. Whatever.
Just let him.
I can't stop him from doing cat things. But yeah, so that shit was just so ridiculous. And then, like, what is it? I think we're on day 6 or 7 now.
Yeah.
Of it being down.
Yeah, so, like it's just a mess, but my God, it's like I guess it's really true. Like sometimes the house doesn't always win, you know?
Yeah. Not only that, but here's the thing too. It's like in communications in the military, every second counts.
Yeah.
Because if you can't communicate, people die.
Yeah.
You know? So when it comes to IT, I always see it like that. So I'm always like, fix this fast, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm really good at it, and I will fix things in like a heartbeat. So when I hear something like, oh, it's been 6 to 7 days where it's down, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like
this is $1 billion casino too.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I could fix it, and I have like barely any money. Like most of this equipment that we're using, he bought. We're just using my computer.
Yeah.
Like, who do you think edits these and uploads these?
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so ridiculous, man. It's just, I can't believe it. And then, let's see. So yeah, they just need to fire that entire help desk staff.
And props to the Caesars person who's just like, we ain't dealing with this shit. Just pay him the $1 million. You know, that's
right? Dude, it's so ridiculous. It's just so.
It's like I want that guy to be the floor supervisor the next time I'm playing poker at Caesars. Like, you know, I want the same guy who made that decision be like,
yeah.
They're like, just let him win. You know?
just let him go. Just let him go. Like, Oh my god, that's so ridiculous that all that happened. Like, and for a company of that stature, though, like
Yeah.
David Copperfield must be pissed.
It took yeah. David Copperfield's like, man, not even I can make that much money disappear.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh my god. Oh Jesus.
Bill
Christ.
Maher was actually in his theater this past weekend. Like he was doing some live shows over there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I guess they're renting him. They're renting it out to other artists now, besides just Copperfield. You know.
Yeah. Freaking. Oh, Mark Maron's gonna be coming into town. You see that? Wise
Yeah,
Guys.
coming over to Wise Guys.
Yeah, man. He's coming over. That's gonna be a nice one.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be really cool. I think he's bringing Laura Betts too with him.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, she's another comic that I'm kind of familiar with her work, but yeah, she's pretty good too. So that'll be
Okay.
cool. But Mark Maron's a legend.
Oh
right?
yeah, of course.
And of course, so you guys, if you've seen if you've seen Glow and if you've seen that, you know who Mark Maron is. And yeah, so thank you, Bruce, for finding that word for me. Like, yeah.
You know what word it is?
Yeah.
Bruce.
It's okay, just let him.
Stop it. We're trying to do a podcast. The little hectic co-host,
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne. But yeah,
he's our PA.
he's our PA. Now go get me some coffee, Bruce. So yeah, man, that's so freaking. Oh yeah, TV shows. What did I talk about last week?
One Piece. You
One
talked
Piece?
about One Piece, which is still pretty good.
I actually just finished it. Just finished all of One Piece, the TV show. Really good. It was sticking to the story pretty closely, but you know there were a couple changes here and there. I also found out that the creator of One Piece has like full creativity over it. Because a lot of people at Netflix apparently wanted to have these two characters have like a whole love thing going on, but then my favorite thing is the creator of One Piece was just like, nah, this is a boys' show. There's no romance. So
Henry Cavill's like, my man.
my man. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I was like, hell yeah. But I'll tell you what show I will review. Because the new season just started. And that is Star Trek Lower Decks. Have you seen that show?
No, I haven't even heard of
It's
it.
on Paramount Plus. I literally buy Paramount Plus every single time a new season of that or Tulsa King comes out. And
Nice. Yeah, Tulsa King,
yeah.
Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa, and marijuana. You can't beat it. You know?
It's great. But freaking Lower Decks has it's pretty much a comedy, adult animation comedy, where most of the time it always follows like the higher ups and stuff like Star Trek does, and they have like real serious things. These are the people that just help the ship run that are lowest of the low.
Yeah.
Like they're in the lower decks. That's why it's called Lower Decks. And they get into like some fucking snafus and stuff. You know, basically a bunch of red shirts that usually die. But they're the main characters now.
Yeah.
They're
They're the non-union employees.
So they're it's hilarious. They always get into like so much shit and fucking that show has so much like first off, there's a lot of jokes that deal with Star Trek that you know, they would still work for people who don't know anything about Star Trek, you know.
That's what's good. That is broad appeal.
Yeah, but it also will start bringing you into certain things where like, well, I want to look this up, see if this is actually part of the show and stuff. And every fucking thing is actually a part of some sort of Star Trek kind of show. They have so many references to different like episodes and stuff from like all the way from like the first Star Trek with you know fucking the original Kirk and all the way to like the latest stuff. They actually have a crossover episode of two of the characters from Lower Decks go into one of the newest Star Treks or some shit and like some time travel fiasco. So they're actually their actual voice actors end up playing the characters
Nice.
in one of the episodes. And but other than that, yeah, it's all 2D. There's a lot of them doing alien drugs. That's my favorite. Like, so
When you haven't done drugs, every drug's an alien drug.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, so they have like all these fucking jokes and stuff, and then you'll start like looking it up. Like that's what I did. I started looking up things, being like, "Oh, is this part of the show?" And it's like, "Yeah, it is. It is." And you start slowly. It's one of those things where it's like you introduce it to your friends that aren't Trekkies, and then it slowly starts turning them like a virus, you know, because they're like, "This is a really good show," and something's happened to me. Star date 563, you know.
Yes, where's my dick? I haven't seen it in so long.
It's one of those shows, so you got to be careful. Got to be careful, but it's a very amazing. I give it definitely a 7.9 out of 10.
Nice.
It's up there. It's really good. I really like it. They just started season 4, and they basically all the main characters end up getting promoted
Woohoo!
a rank. So
That's how you know it's a fantasy.
Yeah, promotions. It took them 3 seasons. My favorite thing is one of them actually has been turning down promotions so he could be in the lower decks with all the other people, like all of his friends. And because you look back at all the other seasons and you're like, wait a second. Yeah, he did do a lot of good shit. Why hasn't he been promoted? And it's just like, oh, we just kept turning it down. And you're like, oh, okay, that I guess, you know.
Yeah.
So
Like, it's a writer's strike. We couldn't come up with a better reason.
yeah, no, exactly. Oh my god. So, the weirdest one is like there's in the second season. There's like a freaking So there's this character called Boimler, and he's like one of the main characters, and they're all having to like the captain was under investigation, so everybody's like back at their homes and stuff, hanging out, and his family owns like a raisin farm. So they make grapes and then make raisins out of them. And there's all these chicks there that are all trying to like get into his pants and shit. I guess it's because his family owns like the vineyard or whatever to make the raisins and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's one of them is like, will you check out my bushels? He's like, not now. Like it just goes over his head so much. I'm just like, this dude could be banging all these, yet he's just like, no, I want to be back at Starfleet, where I'm like the worst fucking person. Like he's horrible at his job. Like but he would be like the king in his vineyard, you know what I mean? So it's just a really good show. Highly recommend it. Just be careful. You will turn into a Trekkie. And then next thing you know, you're going to conventions. I haven't bought a suit yet, so.
And then even worse, come the furries.
Oh my God, no. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, well, it's football season.
Oh, yes, it is.
It is.
My FSU Knowles barely pulled through. They beat Boston College.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, barely, which means they were back to their heart attack Knowles season, which was basically where you get a cardiac arrest watching the game because it's like a close call.
Right.
They were trailing almost the entire game, and then they came back towards the end to still remain undefeated. So
Yeah.
glad my sports bet on them went through well.
Oh, you got some bets going on tonight, too.
Oh, yeah, I've got some bets for tonight as this episode recording tonight. Tonight playing is the Steelers as well as the South Carolina Panthers. And, Steelers are playing the Browns, and the Carolina Panthers are playing the New Orleans Saints. And I've got a parlay. It's a pretty sophisticated parlay, which means that it has 3 lines instead of 2
Meaning
lines.
he just found out what that word means.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I basically picked for
Thought it was a pirate term.
yeah.
Parlay.
Yeah. I believe for the Browns are going to beat the Steelers and make the Steelers be 0-2 for like the first time in a long time. And also I believe that the New Orleans Saints are going to beat the Carolina Panthers. I believe that the for the Steelers and the Browns game, I bet that the score is going to be over 38.5 points total for both teams. So let's hope that that works. In case that doesn't play out, I made a side bet for $5 as well that the Steelers will fuck my opinion over, and they will beat the Browns, and and since they're the underdog, the parlay's higher. It'll be enough to compensate for the other ticket that I purchased.
Yeah, I mean the Saints are actually playing the Panthers right now.
Oh, they are. How's the game going?
I don't know. My only player out from the Saints is he's on the bench, so I don't really care.
Okay. Yeah.
If the team doesn't have a player of mine that's on my actual lineup, I don't care.
I know. Coming up this weekend, the FSU Seminoles are playing against Clemson, and I believe the Seminoles are going to beat Clemson because Clemson, they played like shit during their first game, and they're somehow still in the top 25. But I don't think that they're going to be able to beat the Seminoles. I think the Seminoles are going to win. In fact, all Florida teams are actually looking pretty good. I think Miami beats their next opponent, and I also think that the Gators beat their next opponent too. And I regrettably say that about the Hurricanes and the Gators, but because FSU has to face both of them. But I think FSU will face both of them and beat them, even though they're all ranked teams.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm winning this week. Week 2, I'm winning. I lost week 1.
Aw.
Barely. I had Treek Hill made so many points for my first week. 44 points. I was fucking so happy. But then the rest of my team dropped the fucking ball.
Oh, geez.
I had to make some switches and changes. Cause what was it? The dude made 110 points and I made 108. And it was just like, yep, no, I'm not gonna win. Right now, I'm sitting at 102 points versus 100 points. But I have one player that needs to play, who's on the Steelers. He's a running back. Harris. So yeah, this has been a very interesting season for NFL because there's been quarterbacks that you think like, oh yeah, they're gonna be good, and then no. Like, was it Fitzy? He is having a rough time. He actually told Josh Giordano that he's gonna give him a swirly next time he sees him. He was like, fantasy football is dumb. I'm going to give Josh a swirly next time I see him. It's like, way to be a bully. I love it, man.
And he's a martial artist, so there's no way Josh could fight back against that. I'll give you a Disney Plus subscription. That was my Mickey Mouse voice.
Oh my God. So yeah. Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting football season so far.
The Raiders got their asses handed to them by the Bills, but they
won.
Yeah. They did win their first game, though. They did win their first game, but the second one, it's like the head coach was like, "I put this blowout loss blame on me for you saw the play calling." I'm like, "That's what we did. That's what you did the entire last season too. Every game is always your fault. Why do you still have this fucking job?"
I'm pretty sure the Texans lost, but let me see this. What was the Texans score?
Damn.
Yeah,
the Colts.
31-20. Texans suck dick, and that's my team. I chose them. I chose to be a loser. Like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, but yeah, the Raiders got blown the fuck out. They actually were doing decent, and then their defense just literally was like the VA morgue. They just rotted. they just decayed and rotted. They just kept on rotting, and no one did a damn thing about it.
Jesus Christ, that's just sad.
You they actually went from in most VA budgets, they went up. Their value went from $1 billion to $6.2 billion or something, or 2.6 billion, something around there. But it was the Raiders, their valuation exploded upon failure, just by moving.
This is the only. This is the only place. Las Vegas is the only place that you could suck and be a loser but still be like, oh yeah, no, you're gonna pay a lot of money to see these losers.
Yeah.
Like
We don't call them losers. We call them rewards members here.
rewards members. Woo. Jesus Christ, man. So what shows you got coming up?
What shows do I got coming up? Well, tomorrow or whenever this podcast is released, I know
Probably
that,
tomorrow.
Yeah, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, I've got the World Series of Comedy. I'm doing the Midnight Showcase because sadly I didn't make the top 101, but I do get a chance to be in the Midnight Showcase, so I'm excited for that. And
Nice.
I'll also be doing Las Vegas Live this week. And also, if you're in Vegas and want to catch me, I'll be doing an open mic set over at Wise Guys in Town Square on Wednesday. That's not a show, it's just a mic.
The new one.
Yeah, the new one. Like I wanted to go see Lil Ray Howery when he was there, but apparently it was so sold out that Asa had to was turning around a lot of comics, or at least that's what the guy at front told me. You know, it could have been wrong, but
No, I heard the same thing. I heard there were a ton of people and it was just packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like you couldn't even stand, even if you wanted to. Yeah, man. That place is supposed to be so much better.
Oh yeah, and officially I got confirmation that I am added to the active roster list for the Skankfest Naked Roast that's coming up. So.
Again?
Yep, doing around.
Big Dick Waldeck's coming back, everybody.
Yep, literally coming back. Like
coming on her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's fucking great, man. That's great.
It's actually funny because one of the guys, he actually not the producer, but like one of my buddies, Sean, he actually linked me up with someone who's already booked on the Naked Roast because he wanted me to give her advice on what to do during the Naked Roast, like any advice or tips for doing it and stuff. I'm like, well, you get naked and you treat it like just a roast battle, like any other roast battle. And it turns out I got added right after that, so I'm like, so Sean's like, oh shit, you two might actually be opponents now. So like that might be. I may have given her wrong advice. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Viagra again.
Yeah. Yes, they didn't work. They didn't work. I just had a big cock, so that won.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, yeah, because it's gonna be busy out here in Vegas, comedy wise.
Oh yeah,
you got the World Series of Comedy this week.
Yep.
And Skankfest is what, next week or is it Thursday?
I have no idea honestly when Skankfest is. I think it's in October.
No, it's happening. It's like because it goes World Series, then Skankfest, then it's Laugh After Dark. Like it's
Wait,
like those.
Seriously? You sure?
Yeah. Because Adam's like on some stuff, and he was like, yeah, it's gonna be busy. It's like boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a ton of comedy about to happen. Meaning there's gonna be a ton of people from out of town trying to find.
You get to
spots.
see my dick.
Yeah. Yeah, they get to see your dick, and they also are gonna be looking for spots and stuff and everything.
Sweet. Which means good luck on me getting booked this week.
Right, dude. Good news is I'm booked this week.
Yeah, and Manic Monday tonight. We're both on it. He's headlining.
Yeah, I'm headlining Manic Monday tonight. Meaning y'all won't be able to make it to that show, but I'll tell you how it goes on the next podcast. And then Friday I got Blue Mule Saloon.
Nice.
Which is always a blast to do. And then Saturday, 11:30,
Jimmy Kimmel's.
Let's go! I'm finally in. So yeah, I got a show. So I'm doing the late night show over at Jimmy Kimmel's with Gooch. So it's gonna be great. Can't wait for that. I'm really excited for that one. That one's like the big show that I got coming up where I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Let's do this.
And I ran into Edwin.
Oh yeah.
At Wise Guys.
Yeah, he just stopped by and check it out.
Yeah, he actually got some time too. But we were talking and stuff, and I need to go with you next, one of these days, to the theater when you're hosting.
Yeah, when I'm hosting or doing a guest spot, when one of the two.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so I could get a guest spot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, come by. I'll give you time, man. No problem." And I was like,
Yeah.
So, because we were just out there smoking weed and everything. Funniest thing was watching him and Chris Kim talk. Like, it was one of those things where it was just like, is Chris Kim not weird when you're Asian? Like Krasner was like, look at this. Look at this. Found their own kind, and now they're just talking each other's ears off.
Yeah.
I was just like, God damn it, Krasner. So yeah, I might be getting into the V Theater more now too. So that'd be nice.
That's awesome.
That'd be nice. Just need to go more. I have no excuse. I'm like down the road from a lot of these places.
Yeah.
I think right now what's been getting me is just alcoholism. Yeah, man, that's why the podcast is coming out late, guys. Guess what? I'm an alcoholic, and I had a hangover for like 3 days.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. Well, I was playing D&D, then I went to Dirty, and then I got home, and like you know what? I'll edit it. At the end of this episode, I will post up the picture of where I passed out, because it's outside. By my pool, just passed out on some furniture, and my roommate took a picture of me and was like, yo man, he sent it to me too, being like, you pass out in the weirdest places, bro. And I was like, yeah, because I'll pass out right there in that giant beanbag chair over there. But he was just like, yeah man, do you mind if I post this? And I was like, go ahead. Like, I'm a comedian. Like, what's the worst is it gonna do? Is other than like my liver is already beat the fuck up. Like, like a picture online isn't gonna make it worse. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll post that picture at the end and be like, you know, like this is why this episode was late. Don't worry, we're trying to get everything on time and getting it all together, guys, and you know whatnot. Bruce knows. He's like, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, so guys, I'm Jake Yarbrough.
I'm Chris Waldeck.
This has been Handicapable. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all have a great day.
You too.